they almost took it as a challenge, like the guest that was never smile, like the grumpy guy that would come in.
Yeah. Was that me? That wasn't me.
No. Here we are again, episode 2 of our podcast.
Episode 2. Here we are.
We're so good at this now. We're on 2. I mean, we know what we're doing, right?
Well, I'm glad you know what you're doing.
Just kidding, no.
I'm still trying to figure this out.
Oh yeah, me too.
We're going to try and be vulnerable, remember?
Yes.
Let's be vulnerable.
Okay.
We have no idea what we're doing.
We have no idea.
We're just trying it.
Yeah, it's actually terrifying. I'm being honest here.
But this week, on the podcast, we are talking about Woods Coffee and the mission statement.
Yeah.
So kind of the meat about what we do, why we do it.
Right. Why do we exist?
Yeah.
What do we hope to accomplish? So
the mission statement is serve others,
make a difference,
have fun, which could mean anything.
Right.
Really.
Could
So we're going to unpack
anyone.
that and hopefully kind of give a glimpse into the heart behind that statement rather than just those words.
Absolutely.
So we'll start with serve others. What exactly does that mean?
Serve others to me is all about, well, for me personally, I feel like serving others comes from like a place in your heart of a servanthood mentality. Yeah. And I always want to be that. Of course, we're all selfish, so we don't always do that. But serving others for me is a lifestyle. It's all about seeing people and knowing or reading into most of the time, like, what do they need? How could I care for them? What could I do to brighten their day? Can I smile at them? Can I talk to them? That sort of thing. I think in our stores, it's the same thing. It's seeing people for people. It's smiling at them genuinely, wanting to make their day amazing. Mm-hmm. It's not just serving a product, serving a cup of coffee, but it's like serving that person and serving them really well, but coming from being a servant yourself, right? Even a servant leader, if you're in a leadership capacity, I think it kind of goes into all things, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so being a servant, not just serving things or serving things to people, but actually serving the person, how they would want to be served, right?
Serving others.
Yeah. So serve others, make a difference.
Make a difference is along the same lines, really, right? It's making a difference in people's lives. How can you impact their day, their life in a positive way? Yeah. We've talked about it before, but we'll talk about it again. When someone comes to our stores, it could be the only positive interaction they have in a day. You know, we have no idea. Sometimes these people, their lives they could be hurting, they could be struggling, they maybe don't have great support systems around them. Yeah. And a smile from a barista even could be the difference in their day. Yeah. So that's one way we can make a difference, I think, in like a person's life. Yeah. And then we have the community involvement part where we have the opportunity to be in community. Mm-hmm. So many people meet in our stores. Yeah. It's like this place where people can gather, people can see friends, you run into people. A lot of our guests become friends because they hang out all the time, you know, at the store, like do their jobs at our stores. They notice that
each of them are coming in all the time.
And they connect. And so I think there's community aspects of that. And even just our mission's always been to give a lot of things away to the community as well, right? Like, can we brew coffee for your event? Can we brew coffee for your charity? All of those things. And how can we impact in that way? Because we have this business, you know, sort of all goes hand in hand. And then now it's super cool because we have the next layer, which is the world. How can we make a difference in the world? And coffee is something that is in the whole world and comes from around the world. Yeah. So now with Shay being our director of coffee and him having a focus of going to these places where we buy our coffee, you know, going to Origin, meeting farmers, seeing what we're doing, seeing where we want to buy from and making those connections. Now we're actually impacting things so far beyond maybe just a store location and a person. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But it's all of those things all working together, which is super cool. now to see this big impact we can make
Yeah.
in making a difference.
Yeah. So making a difference in people's lives. And that is sort of leads us into like changing the world in a sense.
Right.
At least like one little portion of the world, which could have, a ripple effect beyond
we hope.
beyond here and now that we don't even know. We can't even really measure that.
Right.
But if we make a difference in just one moment of one person's day, every day, thousands of times a day,
right.
That is impactful.
It is.
And it's going to change the world for people. And
right.
so that's super exciting. And that's the thing that drives me, is to know that, thousands of people are coming through our coffee shops every day. And because of the experience that they get with a barista daily, that has an effect on their life.
It does.
And so we don't take that for granted. Like,
no.
we know that that's really important.
Right.
And we know that we have an important job to do in that. And so that's kind of the reason for what we do and why we do it. Yeah.
And think about how excited you get when you're ready to get your coffee in the morning. How much you look forward to that experience.
Yeah, I'm not. So people give me a hard time because I'm not a drive-through guy. Like people like to buzz through the drive-through if they're in a hurry. And if I'm in a hurry, I'll go through, but I don't like it. I'm an inside guy. I want to go into the store. I want to have a conversation. I want the chance to put cream in my own coffee. That's one of the things too. I'm just really picky about the amount of cream I put in my coffee. But people are judging me that I even put cream in my coffee.
Yes, they are.
But either way, I like single origin, too. Yeah. It's really good. But anyway, there's just something about like just that interaction and like having just a moment with somebody.
There is.
And there's,
and you're getting this like really great thing at the end of the experience too, which is like this amazing cup of coffee that you're waiting for that also just makes you like feel good.
Yeah.
It makes you feel good.
I mean, obviously, I drink coffee. I want energy.
Yeah,
I
me
want
too.
to be able to make it through my day.
Right.
And so, but the coffee is kind of like secondary for me, at least. It's like the coffee, like it has to taste good. Okay. Like it has to be good and it has to be quality. But beyond that, it's like, it's more about the experience. Right. And I know the coffee's going to be good, so that's sort of checked off the list. So now, what do I want? It's
the whole experience from start to finish of going to get coffee. That's what you say you're going to go do, but really it's that whole experience all summed up.
Yeah.
And that feeling you get when you go, see that barista, if you're greeted with that smile that makes you feel happy, they talk to you, they're interested, you're now connecting with them. And I mean, so many relationships are built out of our coffee shops too, just of that. Getting to know someone over time every day, and then now you know about their life and you can ask them questions and they ask you questions about your life, and it's this two-way street, and then that's really what community is and what community is all about.
Right. Yep.
And really, I mean, serving others and making a difference really go hand in hand.
Yeah, they're kind of the same thing.
Yeah, you make a difference by serving others.
Yeah, and you serve others by making a difference.
And then if we can have fun with it, it's a whole other level.
Boom,
Let's
there
have
you
fun
go.
with
So
that.
the third thing, have fun. How does that play out in the company on shift with baristas? Like, how are we doing that?
Yeah. I think in the high stress environment too, like some of our stores are so busy.
Yeah.
The having fun's so important, even just from behind the counter.
Yeah.
Like just making sure you're always keeping it light. Like we're just doing coffee. It's fun. Have fun with it because it can get really stressful, and then you kind of forget the people part because you're trying to pump through product.
Yeah.
So that's always a really fine line and a tough balance.
Because a barista, I mean, they have like all these details in their mind, right? I mean, we're both baristas. We understand like the 10 different things that are running through your mind at any point as you are taking an order and making a drink or whatever. But there's all these processes that you're kind of going through to get that drink kind of down the line and into somebody's hand. It doesn't just happen, right? And so you're thinking through all these things, but at the same time, if you are having fun and if you're joking around and like there's lots of camaraderie with your team,
exactly.
That just makes those sort of mechanical processes just not as potent, I
Right.
guess.
It makes it like the stress level goes down.
Yeah, the stress
And then
level
you can
comes
actually
down.
have fun with the guest. You can
Yeah.
smile at the guest. You can get a smile back from them, and that's really what it's all about.
Smiles.
And remembering that that's the goal, not the that I just got a drink done in 2 seconds. I
Yeah,
mean,
exactly.
yeah, that's good too. But the goal is that smile, that interaction that makes someone really happy and makes their day.
Yep.
So having fun's important. It's just
We were
coffee.
talking about, so like having fun, and we were talking about smiles as like the proof.
Right.
You know, like if someone smiles, like smiles don't just happen.
Yeah.
You know, they're not something that people smile for no reason. Like a smile is a reaction to something good, a good experience. So if someone smiles, it's like, okay, like we did it. Like we actually took
Yeah.
the time, had the fun we needed to have, established a relationship with someone. They have a good enough experience where it's like, I enjoyed this, and it shows on their face, tangibly through a smile.
I remember a lot of stories from baristas that they almost took it as a challenge, like the guest that was never smile, like the grumpy guy that would come in.
Yeah. Was
And
that me? That wasn't me.
No, it wasn't you. They would have these like competitions, almost like who can get him to smile
Right.
first wins,
Yeah.
And so it would be every day they'd be working so hard to get that smile, and a lot of them they would finally win over that guest, that was grumpy coming in.
Yeah.
And now he would smile. I mean, I say he, it could be a girl too.
Yeah.
But
It's probably a grumpy old
girl
man.
or guy, but it's just fun to see that be sort of, that is the goal, right? That people
Yeah.
are leaving, or they're there and they're leaving happier than they came in.
Yeah, exactly. You have legitimately made a difference in their day so that they can be different in their day.
Exactly.
And we've been talking a lot about this idea of like fueling people's adventures.
Mm-hmm.
Like even if your adventure is just going to work today, and I just need this coffee to get through my work day, but like taking that opportunity to go, we're going to change this for you today. Like we're going to actually make your day better in this moment so that you feel empowered to
Yeah, so you
do
can
what you
go
want
do
to
your
do.
day and be
Yeah.
happy and fueled and caffeinated and ready to
Yeah,
go.
caffeinated,
Fed,
all that stuff.
well fed.
Yeah,
That's great. I like that.
yeah,
So, serve others, make a
difference.
difference, have fun.
yeah,
Now we've got a little more context to that. Now we've got a little more meat to it.
yeah. And so all those three things together combined are the way that we actually believe we can change the world around us.
Absolutely.
By those three things, and we're excited about that, and that's what's happening every single day
In all of our stores.
in all of our stores.
Every barista, that we have in our stores does that
Yeah,
every day
absolutely.
with hundreds
They do
of
a great
people
job.
repeatedly, and makes people smile and makes their days amazing. And it's
Yeah.
really cool to see that happen.
Yeah, exactly. So great. I think that pretty much sums it up.
It does.
I don't think there's anything else we could like throw in there, but I do want to just quickly say that you can subscribe to this podcast anywhere that you subscribe to podcasts. And so we just hope that you join us next time as we talk just further into some more processes that we do. And
We're going to have some special guests
special
on.
guests coming along.
Actually, a lot of guests.
Yep.
So that should be fun. We'll
So
have
some of those are, so we're going to have Shay Hagan on. He's our director of coffee. I think he's actually the first one up. And we're just going to talk about roasting. We're going to talk about sourcing coffee. We're going to talk about just kind of the processes he goes through.
his relationships with farmers and
Exactly.
what those farmers are doing in their communities,
Yeah.
which will be amazing.
Which is
to hear.
really cool stuff. Like, I'm really excited about
Yeah, me too.
having him on. And we hope that you tune in and listen as we start that next week.
Sounds good.
All right, we'll see you then.